So I work at Typa. This is a printing and paper art center in Tartu, Estonia, where I work as a collections manager, and we have a nice collection of typography, like typographic archive, and many machines that are in working condition, including some linotypes and monotypes and so on.
And why did you want to come to Norway to take part in this workshop?
Because this is a fantastic opportunity to learn the composing machines. Although we have one, but it's still a problem to pass on the knowledge, because you probably can do that only like outside of your working hours or when you have a special project, but it's very seldom when we can do that. So we have a person who knows the linotype very well, but it was not enough. So I believe that working together with other printed museums is the best way to like protect this heritage and to learn the machines and to protect the heritage this way.
And what are your experience from this workshop in Røros?
Oh, I like it very much. It's a hand-on project where you can do something, you can look how professional people who were trained, who used to work with these machines and they know how to fix them, you can just take a look. At first I was confused because I didn't have any experience, and I just thought that probably I will never learn that, but after a while I realized that it's actually possible, and so now it's my third training, so I feel very confident.
Yes, so my name is Arina Stoinescu, and I'm a graphic designer and museum educator at Skansen in Stockholm at the Officina Typografica. And I also teach at several schools typography, Stockholm University, Södertörn University and Konstfack in Stockholm.
What are your relationship to line casting machines from before?
So my experience was actually from Linköping in Sweden, Gamlestan. They have a museum and they have the linotype machines there, so that was my first contact, but I was mostly worked with hand setting, so I think that it's important for me to understand what happened afterwards.
So that was the reason, or what was the reason why you wanted to take part in this?
So I wanted to take part in this also because I'm doing a PhD thesis about typography and politics in communist Romania, and the newspaper was totally connected with the power state. So all the machines, many of them imported from the Soviet Union, were owned by the state. But because of the lack of knowledge in connection with the means for printing, there is nothing, or almost nothing, as far as I know, left working in Romania. So I think that knowledge is very important to understand how communication was shaped. And doing that by myself, I think it's a very good way of understanding the bigger picture.
And what is your experience from this week in Røros?
I think it was a great week because I was able to understand the technology and have the opportunity to see everything in the same place. I think that this overview is important also for doing research and writing about things, because when you are doing, there is a lot of knowledge in the body. and this knowledge in the body is important to have when you are reflecting and writing about things, because otherwise you cannot imagine. I mean, historians are always using the imagination, also putting together facts and documents, but having the body knowledge, I think that this is important, and this is something that need to be documented as well. So filming how things are working, I think that's very important.
Stop everything if the machine stops, and then, well, in the beginning ask for help. Later you should be able to figure out at least some of the problems yourselves.
So my name is Diana Lielmanen. I'm from Latvia. I currently work in National Library of Latvia in Research and Interpretation Center, specifically for the Special Collections Department. And my department manages the in-house museum in the library, so I am a museum educator. I work with bookmaking history, with printing presses, mostly with handset presses, and so on.
What are your experience with the line casting machines from before?
I have zero experience. I knew historically where they come from, who invented them, what they actually do, and the importance of them in the printing history, but other than that, I have zero experience with them. This week was the first time that I got in contact with them and actually got to work with them. And so in Latvia we don't actually, and specifically Riga, we don't actually have Linotype, so it was a great experience to see them in person.
And now you have produced a huge amount of lines from the casting machine. How has your experience with working here been?
The first day was very, very difficult because you're getting used to the rhythm of the machine, and I think for the beginner it's very important to firstly learn what not to do on the machine, where not to put your fingers, what not to push, what not to press, and then you can actually type. But I'm not very satisfied with my speed of typing because the keyboard layout is completely different, and my brain kind of tries to see the letters in the QWERTY keyboard layout, so the typing is very slow. But the process of it is very kind of therapeutic. It's you're getting into the rhythm of the machine and see actually something coming out of it. It's very, very impressive.
So if you should try to summarize your experience during this week in Røros, how would you express that?
I think it was a very positive experience, very, very valuable. I feel very lucky that I got to work in the guidance of such professionals, and actually our colleagues as well, that are professionals in with other printing presses, so we get to learn from each other. Mostly for me it was a very valuable experience as a beginner, so I got like a full experience, full like step-by-step guidelines to work with the Linotype, so it was very, very valuable. Hopefully I get to use this knowledge in Latvia as well, but of course it's a very like base level knowledge, but still very, very valuable.
My name is Cécile. This is Antoine. We come from France, from Vervins in the northwest of France, and we work at a newspaper. We print a newspaper. The last weekly newspaper still printed the letterpress. I do typography mainly, page making, and Antoine is more...
I do the mechanics and running the big machine for printing the newspaper.
So you're actually quite familiar with the line casting machines?
A little.
Yes, we use it to make the newspaper every week.
So why did you want to go to Røros to learn something you already handle?
We don't really have older professionals that we know that can teach us more than what we already know.
And exchange.
Yeah, and exchange as well. We sort of learnt by doing, so there's always stuff that we could learn from actual people who actually worked in the trade for years. And
Yes, meet crazy people like us.
So, what are your experience being in Røros so far?
It's been amazing. It's true that we, using the Linotype and learning how to set it up and stuff we already knew, but we've learnt other things that we've always wondered about. And also we got to use the Ludlow, which we haven't had a chance to do before.
You also have a Ludlow in your newspaper?
No, we don't.
No, we won't.
We would love to have
We
one. So that was great.
So what are your plans with the newspaper for the future? Do you have any? Do you want to go on as you do now, or do you have any plans of changing things?
The main thing is to carry on. It's been going for 120 years next year, and it's never really stopped. So we can't stop. So the main goal of the paper is to continue. But we do have projects. There's the town hall has bought the building, and they're going to make their library there. And we'll also have a museum part, so we can have more visitors. Because at the moment we have visits, but we don't have much space in the workshop. So there'll be like a gallery in front where we can put some machines and some pieces, so people can come in and just visit any time of the day.
So you think you're going to gradually be more a museum, but still go on producing the newspaper?
The most important thing is it will always be a workshop and not a museum. But there will be a part of it that could have more visitors.
My name is Ævar Kjartansson. I'm from Iceland and I'm 63 years old.
And what are your how do you become interested in line casting machines?
I started working in a print shop in the Westman Islands in Iceland when I was 14. And I worked on this machine on and off until 78, I guess. And I studied printing. I worked as a printer. I had my own print shop for about 10 years. And then a design and advertising agency. I'm now part of, I'm in the board of an organization putting together a print museum in Iceland, in Skálholt. And I have my own Heidelberg print machine, and I've always been designing and so on, and always been interested in typography, and yeah, I'm probably the youngest man in Iceland to handset and use typesetting machines, and they have always fascinated me. And when I got this opportunity to come here and refresh my memory, I jumped aboard, and I'm very happy about that. And hopefully when I go back to Iceland, we have some typesetting machines. Hopefully I can restore some of them, and maybe work on them. That's my goal.
Okay, and what are your experience from being in Røros this week?
It's far beyond all expectations. I'm very happy with the guys here have so much knowledge, and I'm more confident in that I will be able to do these things.
My name is Imi Morf. I'm 50 years old and I'm a visual artist by trade, but currently working at the IDIS Museum for Norwegian Printmaking in Stavanger.
And what was the reason why you wanted to participate in this workshop?
So I've just started the job and I have responsibility for Linotype, among other things, in the print studio, and have never worked with Linotype or setting machines before.
Do you see any future for this kind of machines?
In a museum setting, yes, but only if we manage to train up people to both work them but also understand the mechanism and the mechanics.
And how are your experience so far with the workshop in Røros?
It's been a fantastic week, very intensive, and very the people that are teaching us are very easy to ask questions and repeating, so to try and get it fast into our heads. It started as a collection that was gathered together by a group of people to make a museum, and it's been going since I think 1992, and then in 2001 it got taken into the ownership of Must, which is a museum Stavanger, which owns a lot of the other museums in Stavanger, and now has a very historical exhibition on the ground floor, and then on the second floor we have a print studio with machines.
What are the long-term plans for the Graphic Museum? Do you want to keep all the machines running, or what do you think about that?
Well, they've just employed me as a museum printer, and my role is very much to make sure that the machines in the print studio are working. At the moment it's set up both as an exhibition and a working studio, but doesn't really work either as an exhibition or as a working studio, and I want to make sure that all the machines that are in that space are up and running, so that we can show the public how they're used and that we can print material for the museum and for other people, and to get in a new group of people to come and learn how to use the machines.
Okay, my name is Carl Peter Loken, and I live in a small town south of Oslo called Mysen, and I'm 86, and I've been working up here from 2-3 times a year from 1997.
And you have a good background from newspaper and printing industry.
I was the owner of a local newspaper at home, and I have been 4 years to mechanical engineering in Edinburgh in Scotland.
And then you had your own newspaper in Mysen.
That's correct.
And the printing, where you also had this kind of machines.
We had 6 machines like this, and on 3 of these machines there were ladies, and ladies operating these machines was an exception. And everyone in Norway operating machines they knew that in Mysen there were 3 ladies working. And they were very, very clever and kept the machines in a good condition. But from time to time there were something happening to the machines, and I had to help them. And when with more serious trouble, we had to get people from Oslo, and I sort of followed them all the time and asked questions and so on. And I got a rather good skill on repairing machines.
Working with this rather young people,
Right.
also females, is sort of familiar with what you did when you were running the newspaper back then.
That's right. I had, and it was really a good time at home, and I enjoyed every day going to work.
And you are about 40-50 years older than these people. How do you cope with working with them?
Oh, it was very, very good. No problem at all.
And what would you say about their skills?
Their skills were very good. So,
So do you see any future in people using these machines?
I think using them is rather easy. Oh, well, easier and easy, but repairing them is quite difficult. It might be you need more skills to do that.
But you have had a good week with these students.
Oh yes, they were very, very clever, and they were looking forward to this, and I think they have had a good time here. They have learned a lot, and they've also, some of them are coming back again and are making a museum or something like that, and it's a good background for them to do this work up here.
Exactly.
Okay.